Alright, so we have another gift aircraft here, and this one is a YP-29. And I actually had to go to Wikipedia and look this one up because I hadn't had a clue about this aircraft. um, this was a upgrade to the P-26 uh, P-Shooter, I believe is what that one was called. Uh, Aircraft where they cleaned up the aerodynamics, installed the same engine, and it was heavier, so well, not all that much of an upgrade. Then they played around with the engine, but you have to understand the environment at the time where uh, new engines were coming out, new ideas were constantly coming out, modifying old aircraft. Uh, Rarely turned out to be as good as clean sheet designs. And so while what in the first year looked like a world beater became an interesting concept aircraft that the Army and Navy played with for a while. There were four prototypes, three or four depending who you want to believe, were tried out and eventually got the designation P-29. How that happened with the aircraft, I don't know. But it did, and as such, um, they were eventually scrapped. They just further developments had overtaken them fairly rapidly. They were a little faster, they were a little slower to maneuver than their P-26 counterparts. They came in both open cockpit and the greenhouse cockpit that you see here. Um, Other than that, this is a Tier 3 premium aircraft. You'll see that hit points will go up a little bit, as you'd expect when it goes up in tier. Top speed is a good 30 to 40 miles an hour faster than the average aircraft you see here at Tier 2. Um, Take a look at the weapons. And here you have 1 and 1, 7.62 and 12.7 for the weapons, which is not unusual for the time either. And then your altitude on this is a good 1,000 feet over what you normally see at Tier 2. So you can see some advances that are taking place. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this aircraft. It's a Tier 3. Let's take it to battle and see what it does, because I don't have much of a clue. Getting to the case where all the aircraft that I've picked up over the last week or 10 days is getting to be a case where I've got uh, way too many aircraft and not enough time. Oh my.
Attention, you are entering the zone controlled by the enemy.
So we'll go ahead and give this a try, see where we end up. Looks very much from the top view like a P-26. Been so long since I played Tier 3, I wonder if I know how to fly anymore. Alright, when it comes to these, I will usually go and try to secure the military base and get the rockets for our side, rather than dive into the dogfight immediately. And then I'll go squabble with the rest of the fighters. But as you undoubtedly know by now, I believe, in supporting my ground attack aircraft. And the reason for that is simple. It's how you win games. After having, I shot down 17 aircraft and still lost the game, it gets old. So, Notice my win ratio started going up when I started playing the game correctly. Gee, who would have thought? Well, I don't know. Maybe the 192 is you really can't complain about the stall speed on this thing. I think it got down to 26 miles an hour before it finally petered out. I don't know if the Arado 192 is a much heftier aircraft than the previous aircraft. I don't really recall. But we'll go ahead and continue to hammer away at this thing. It will eventually kill these heavy aircraft. I will tell you, place word on eventually. Okay, well, I got rid of that. And we have another aircraft over here shooting at me. And I'm acting like a high altitude fighter. I'm at double my airspeed. I'm not quite in the red zone yet. I'll try to use a little boost to speed up my and he's beyond my effective range. Alright. I'm done chasing him. Or I'm not, actually. We captured the area, so let's reevaluate and re-engage. Especially since the fellow seems determined to come in anyway. So let's shoot him up. Pretty sure say that was one cheeky fellow. Came up to shoot me from below. Maneuverability on this aircraft is pretty darn good. Just like it is on the pea shooter. That's a Lancer, or not a Lancer. Yeah, maybe a Lancer. This is Savarsky P-43. You do see the P-44 in this game. Again, that's another. I did some research on it. That particular aircraft never got off the proposed escape. Literally, paper aircraft. But we have lots of those. Shouldn't be much of a surprise. This is BF-110. Again, this is an aircraft that you just want to go back to the factory and say, why don't you install that second 50? Excuse me. Install that second 50 in there, please. And that's the Allied pilot not to ram me. And see if we can rescue our fellow pilot here. And you can sure tell the difference. The KI-27 does not have any hit points. Same cannot be said for the I'm not going to ignore that aircraft. Way too fast and way too comfortable. And I'm going to guess that is a... Okay. Looks like we got him. Somebody else got him. That's... repair ability whatsoever in this map, and I'm pretty chewed up. You know, when you're being shot at by 3 aircraft, it's a bad day. Poor fella.
There. You'll soon be cut off from support. I say again, support will not be available.
Alright, I got somebody on my tail, and I need to get them off my tail. Let me get that taken care of.
The enemy is launching rocket strikes on our complex. Try to neutralize
That's KI-27. I think he took it personal and I shot him down last time. Sorry about that, fellow. It is my job.
victory is in sight. Keep it up. We cannot support you any longer. The storm is
I wonder how many aircraft you got to shoot down. This game's kind of interesting because you see the mix of aircraft types that were out there. The one I'm driving right now is called a low wing monoplane. The aircraft I just shot down was a high wing parasol. Which came into fashion just at the end of World War II. Or World War I, I should say. And you can still see it today in some of the Cessna aircraft, civilian aircraft, where they lowered it just a little bit, but it's still, the wing sits literally on the roof. Okay, so we did okay in that game. Got some decent experience out of the deal. Go back to the hangar and see what we did. And it was interesting because that was a mix of 3 and 4 aircraft, tier 3 and 4, I believe, aircraft on that one. So we destroyed 10, assisted with 6. Got good experience out of it, got good pilot experience out of it. And by the way, these aircraft are just excellent ways to raise up new pilots for yourself. There's no charge for moving pilots in and out of these aircraft, and they get full experience for it. So it's just a great time. I will say, and hats off to Helicana at the Cinco 112. I think he actually outperformed me, but I outranked him somehow. Don't know how that happened, but that's life, I guess. Okay, so there is your P-29. As you can tell by the performance, it's capable of doing anything you want it to do and does it better than most. It's if it's lacking anywhere, it's in its firepower. Not particularly pleased with that, but it's very indicative of its type, and this is an aircraft with a history, so World of Warplanes does have to pay a little more attention to it than they do these one-off designs that never got off paper. So that being said, please remember to like the video if you do like the video, and if you don't, let me know what we can improve. I'm always willing to listen and see if we can try to change things up and make it better. In the meantime, if you would subscribe, I desperately need new subscribers, and this channel has been in operation about 2.5 months now, and we can use all the subscribers we can get. I thank you very much. You have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.